Today, we're going to break down a really simple, but honestly pretty profound way to think about navigating life's challenges. And believe it or not, it all kicks off with something a comedian once said. So I heard Steve Harvey say this once, and it stuck with me. Now, on the surface, that sounds way too simple, right? Like, just ask for it? But if you really dig into that statement, there's an incredible secret to success and balance hiding in plain sight.
So what's actually happening here? Well, by putting his faith in something bigger than himself, Harvey basically frees himself from this crushing pressure of needing to have the entire plan figured out. He doesn't need a perfect roadmap. And, just as important, because he believes it's not all on him, he stays humble.
There's this great metaphor that captures this idea perfectly. Imagine you're walking in the dark, but you're holding a lantern behind you. You can't see the whole path, you definitely can't see the destination, but it casts just enough light for you to see exactly where to put your next foot. And that's what gives you the courage to just keep moving. Okay, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. Faith is an incredibly powerful tool, for sure, but like any powerful tool, it has a shadow side. And most people, when they try to use it, tend to fall into one of two really dangerous extremes. On one side, you've got what we can call the soft trap. This is blind faith. It's that little voice that says, "Oh, it's all meant to be," or "God will handle it," which can make you passive, just kind of waiting for life to happen to you. Then, on the other side, you've got the sharp trap, pure agency. This is that need to control everything, to carry the weight of the whole world on your shoulders, which, as you can imagine, leads straight to burnout and anxiety. See if you recognize yourself leaning one way or the other. To make this even clearer, let's give these two mindsets some proper names. We'll call them faith mode and agency mode. This gives us a really simple mental model to work with. And this breakdown is absolutely key. I mean, look at this. Notice how the strengths of one mode are like the perfect medicine for the weaknesses of the other? Faith mode gives you the courage to soften the anxiety of pure agency, and agency mode gives you the responsibility to avoid the passivity of pure faith. It's almost like they're designed to work together. So here's the big realization. The goal is not to pick one and stick with it. These two modes are not enemies fighting for control of your brain. They're just two essential gears inside the same machine, your mind.
And this, right here, is the real aha moment of this whole idea. The true art isn't about choosing a mode for life. It's about learning how to shift between these two gears at exactly the right time.
Think about it like you're sailing. Faith, that's the unseen force. It's the opportunity, the bit of luck, the thing you can't possibly control, but you can align yourself with. Faith is the wind in your sails.
Right, but wind all by itself doesn't get you where you need to go. Agency, that's the work. That's you adjusting the sail to actually catch that wind. It's you steering the rudder. This is the part of Steve Harvey's story that people always miss. He didn't just ask. He also got up before the sun and put in the work that nobody ever saw. And that is the balance. If you only rely on the wind, you just drift. You're a passenger, not a captain. But if you grip that sail so tightly, trying to do it all on your own without any faith, you just burn out. You become a prisoner of your own effort. But the people who learn how to do both, well, they're the ones who really learn how to sail. So once you start mastering this dance, it feels like you finally cracked the code. You're making progress. But here's the twist in the story. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, success brings a new and much, much quieter danger with it. And this is its voice. It's the voice of the unchecked ego. It doesn't, kick down the front door. It's sneaky. It slips in through a side window right when you start to win. And it starts whispering, "I did this. I deserve the credit." And when that ego takes the wheel, it just shatters the beautiful balance you work so hard to find. You stop giving credit to your team, or to luck, or to whatever you believe in. Your gratitude turns into entitlement, and people feel that. They feel you pulling away, and pretty soon, your success starts to attract envy instead of loyalty. So how do we keep this all in check? Well, the good news is, this entire framework can be boiled down to two super simple, practical questions you can ask yourself anytime you feel off balance. Here's the first one. Think of this as your main diagnostic question for finding that balance between faith and agency. Just ask yourself, am I being too passive right now, just waiting for the wind? Or am I gripping the sail so tight my knuckles are white? This question tells you exactly which gear you need to shift into. And here's question number 2. This is your ego check. It's the simple tool you can use to stay humble and connected. And you got to be honest with yourself here. Are you hoarding the credit?
If the answer is even a little bit yes, that's your signal to consciously start sharing it.
And these questions lead to really simple actions. If you find you're over-trusting, just drifting, it's time to pick up an oar and start rowing. That's agency. If you feel that control is getting way too tight, you need to loosen your grip and let the wind back in. That's faith. And if all the credit seems to be landing on you, make it a point to pass some of it around.
So let's just put it all together in one final equation. Faith without your own action? That makes you a passenger on your own ship. Agency, all that action, without any faith? That makes you a prisoner, constantly rowing against a current you can't see. And success without humility? Well, that just makes you lonely. But when you combine all three, faith, agency, and humility, that's when you become the captain.
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. A true captain understands they can't control the ocean. They can't control the storms or the currents. Their job isn't to control everything. Their job is simply to know how to sail. If this way of thinking resonates with you, help us get it to more people. Take a second to like this explainer, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Project Human for more ideas that matter.